The Five Nights at Freddy's series has had a total of 3 spin-off games. However, one of those games stands out above the rest, and that is FNaF World. This came out between FNaF 4 and sister location. This is pretty well known, but FNaF World was really hated by a lot of people when it first came out, and it was taken down from Steam, and since it was paid, people got a refund if they wanted it. However, currently it is on GameJolt now for free for anyone to play. So, if you want to play the game after this video, you can get it without spending any money. So, let's talk about the best of the FNaF spin-offs. To start off, let's talk about the many characters in the game. First, when you're playing the game, you can do either fixed party or adventure mode. Adventure mode has you start with only 8 characters, the amount that could be on a team at one time, and as you play, you find the other characters. Fixed party has either the first 2 rows or all the characters, as long as you found all of them in the file. You create a team and can't change it at all. In adventure mode, the characters you start off with are the original group of 4 from the first game: Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy, alongside their toy variants: Toy Freddy, Toy Bonnie, Toy Chica, and Mangle. Now for the rest of the video, I'll be talking about adventure mode. I'll mention if I need to talk about fixed party mode specifically though. Throughout your adventure, you'll be fighting the other 32 characters. Characters cannot all be found at the beginning. I don't know exactly when each character can be found, but at least the final and strongest characters can't be found until the final area. The characters found that earliest are definitely everyone's favorite animatronics: Balloon Boy and JJ. This is actually JJ's first appearance, that isn't just a secret. Also the Phantom animatronics. These are Freddy, Chica, Foxy, Mangle, and Balloon Boy. Not the puppet just yet. The balloon characters have balloons as an attack, and the Phantoms tend to focus on debuffs instead of attacking. What seems to be the second wave of animatronics, which is usually being what you get before the end game, but I don't think you can get at the start. This wave starts with the Wizard Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, and Shadow Freddy, seemingly a stronger version of the animatronics, and Shadow Freddy's here too. The Phantom Puppet, Golden Freddy, and the Paper Pals are in this wave too, being kind of weird. Golden Freddy can turn enemies to stone, Paper Pals can create a mimic ball, and the puppets can change up your team. First up in wave 3 is the Nightmare animatronics of Nightmare Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, Foxy. The first 3 all focus more on attacking over boosting any allies. Nightmare Foxy, however, focuses more on a special type of attack, doing other damage over time or having one-hit kill moves. They're good to use when you get them, especially being the earlier animatronics you get in wave 3, but I only really kept using Nightmare Chica for her bad pizza move. I'll talk more about this later, but each row is 8 characters, and you really want to be using the bottom row. However, there are 3 characters that are pretty similar, and you don't want to be using over 2 of them. So, you want to use either Endo 01 or Endo 02. These can both buff stats. Endo 01 has 2 of the stat buffing moves, while Endo 02 has 1, and Neon Wall, which is good. But you can from the start of a match with a chip. What you want to use these 2 for are Endo Army. So I don't really think it matters who you use. The game does say Endo 02 is more useful, so I guess he's better. Next up is Plush Trap and Endo Blush. While Plush Trap is in FNaF 4, Endo Plush is the only character that is completely original to FNaF World that is also playable. Plush Trap is good for using bad pizza, just like Nightmare Chica. While I did say the bottom row is the best, and you should use an Endo over one of them, I do think Nightmare Chica and Plush Trap are worth using due to bad pizza poisoning and damaging all enemies. Endo Plush, I'm not so sure about. I got them pretty late in the recording, and there's a good chance you will get them late enough for it not to leave it if you're using them. They have Water Hose, which is probably notable. But yeah, it's time for the bottom row. The best characters in the game. First in line is Springtrap, my personal favorite adventure design, and shows how the adventure designs change to being much cuter. Springtrap is one of the best attacks in the game, being Spring Locks. It does a ton of damage to all enemies, which definitely makes sense. I did say that there are 3 characters that you don't want to use more than 2 of them, and they are RQ or Shadow Bunny, Crying Child, and Funtime Foxy. What these characters have in common is gift boxes, which will revive any dead team members and give gift boxes to ones who aren't. This makes it so when they would normally die, they don't. It's basically another life. When playing, it's good to have one gift box user on each team, so you probably use 2 of them. RXQ has Haunting to turn enemies into stone, and Mimic Ball, which you'll probably have the chip for by that time in the game. Crying Child has Armor and Power Song to buff your stats. And Funtime Foxy has Cosmic Song, which is a pretty good move, doing tons of damage, but kinda hurts to look at. She also has Happy Jam 2, which will heal a lot for all allies. Personally, I prefer to use her over RXQ or Crying Child, but that's just me. Also, this is not the Funtime Foxy from this location. Rather, it's a fixed version of Mingle. The stars of FNaF 4 were not grouped together with the basic 4 animatronics, Nightmare versions at least, but they weren't skipped over in this game. Nightmare Fredbear and Nightmare himself are here. They both share 2 of their moves, with the other being different. The 2 shared are Mega Bite and Toxic Bite, both 2 pretty good moves. Toxic Bite does damage to 1 enemy, poisoning 2, while Mega Bite just does big damage. The difference is that Nightmare Fredbear has Frettles, an attack that sends a ton of Frettles rushing at enemies, doing lots of damage. Nightmare has Rainy Day 2, which lowers enemy defense a good bit. I personally use Nightmare Fredbear on my main team, but they are both good. Fredbear, despite being the character you talk to throughout the game, is playable, one of the hardest to get as well. He has Mega Bite and Mimic Ball. I talked them earlier, but he also has Regen Song. This move heals all allies a little bit over time. So instead of an instant heal, it does a similar total heal just over time. Finally is Spring Bonnie, the rarest character in the game alongside Fredbear, and is also one of the best. Spring Bonnie is similar to Funtime Foxy, having both Happy Jam 2 and Cosmic Song. The difference being that instead of gift boxes, they have Spring Locks. So Spring Bonnie has 2 of the best attacks in the game, alongside one of the best healing moves. FNaF World has 2 types of equips, being Chips and Bytes. You can equip up to 4 of each of these, starting off with Bytes. You buy them from Lolbit. She sells different bytes in each location. She sells 3 bytes each, as each byte has 3 versions. The cheapest is the weakest, and the most expensive is strongest. At the spawn, you can get the Bite Bee. These will damage enemies with their stingers. That's as bites are pretty simple with 1 attack. Right at the starting area, right at the starting area, you'll find the Bite Med Pod. These will simply heal your team during battles. Bite Grim Reapers can be found in the snowy area. These have a chance to instantly kill an enemy, having a higher chance to kill the stronger versions. Bite UFO does a ton of damage by shooting lasers. The best all-round bite. You can find these at the entrance of Pinwheel Circus. Bite Shield blocks damage, the amount depending on the rank found in the main mine area. Bite Bomb blows up to deal a ton of damage, but only does it once. Buy in the Black Tomb Yard. Bite Eye only works on bosses, but will constantly drain their health. This can be bought in the mine in the graveyard. Lolbit as a character is in sister location as her own character, but originates from this game. Other shopkeepers are Mendo and Didi, both only at the starting area with Lolbit selling Byte Bees. Mendo will sell you armor to have you take less damage. Didi has a fishing minigame. The Pro gives you 100 tokens, with the fish giving more the further down they are. Getting the Pearl 5 times gives you a special by being the Pearl. This will slowly heal your team. The other special bite is the Fan. This is gotten by having all the characters in the game. This will randomly shoot powerful lasers at enemies. Both of these are permanent and don't take up space. Chips are found in chests instead of being bought. The chests are much bigger and have 3 variations, having either a basic color, red, gold, or orange. These correlate to the type of chips. There are 2 types. Row 1 is green, found in the basic chest. Row 2 is orange, found in the gold chest. And row 3 is red, found in the red chests. Certain red chests have something special about them. You can't find them naturally, instead you need to enter 2 different glitched areas. One is caused by walking up into a duck on a stump by the second world teleport. The other is found in a gravestone in the graveyard. 2 of these are really notable alongside 2 orange bites. The orange ones are auto gift boxes and find characters. Auto gift boxes start your team with gift boxes in each battle, acting the same way. Find characters makes finding characters much easier to figure. By the time you can get it, you might not have a ton of characters and you may be close to ending the game. This does make it easier to find them, letting you get more or have a shorter grind time. Characters like Fredbear and Spring Bonnie are almost impossible to find if you don't have these equipped. The red bites are, as I said, both found in glitched areas. These are Auto Shield and Auto Mimic. I already mentioned Mimic follows the move, and this is just to be from the battle. This causes it to be from the battle from the start and to last the entire battle. Auto Shield is an neon wall, which I didn't talk about. This makes enemies do half damage, and the final bosses have a move that will always instantly kill multiple team members, which this shield protects from. When you do get all the characters, I never know which chip to use, but I think Pizza Fury and Freddle Fury are good. This will make either Pizza Wheel or Freddles happen throughout the battle. It's time to talk about the adventure you go on in this game, from start to end. You'll start by Fredbear telling you about a chipper that has gone wild. It is actually an optional boss you can fight. If you go right, you'll find Fredbear once again. He tells you about glitched objects, and the flip side. When you go into a glitched object, you go into the flip side, where you find the exit to get teleported somewhere. There are 4 levels, but you're not supposed to go down to the 4th one. The other levels have an exit which will bring you to the previous level, or on level 1 back to the normal world. There is also glitch objects, which are what brings you further down. Exiting this glitch will put you into the woods, with a button that opens this area up and creates a teleport. Fredbear then simply tells you to go left to the dusting fields, automatically creating a teleport. Then you go up to find Fredbear in front of Bouncer the Snowman, the first boss that is not optional to fight. From there, you can either go into the mine or into the glitched object to continue your adventure. If you go through the glitched rock, you find yourself right next to a lake and a button to make a teleport. In the lake, you can randomly fight the boss Seagoon, or you can find a bubble that brings you to the entrance of Pinwheel Circus. Can't go too far yet, as you're blocked off, but you can't get the UFOs before really unlocking this area. When you go up, you find another mine entrance, but if you follow the path, you'll stop by a glitched tree. Going through it will bring you to Black Tomb Yard. Pressing another button opens this area up and gives you a teleport. Here, you'll meet Fredbear again, and you're forced to go in a mine for once. While the 2 mine entrances, and another bringing you to the mysterious mine. Black Tomb Yard instead has the only entrance to Deep Metal Mine. Here, you find another glitched object that will bring you to Pinwheel Circus. Press button to unlock the final teleport and open up the fence. First things first, you have to fight Browboy, and then you make it to the funhouse, where your screen looks weird. Before moving on, this is the best place to grind for new characters. To escape this mysterious funhouse, you go right from the entrance, go through the wall into the gravestone. Then you go through the log where the boss Bubba is. After defeating him, you go through the tent, then walk into the wall. Not the tent in the wall, but all the way to the right in the middle of the wall. Then you meet Fredbear again, and into the final glitched object. This lets you fight Porkpatch, who is protecting a key, which puts you into the endgame. If you don't know what is next, if you know what is next, you don't need to talk to Fredbear yet, but he is found in front of one of the final bosses with 4 blockades. With the key, one unlock 4 areas that each have a button that gets rid of one of the blockades. You can find these in the starting area, without a boss. Another is found in the dusting field with Snowcone, a stronger bouncer, being its protector. In the Lily Gear Lake, you fight Supergoon, a stronger Seagoon, to unlock another blockade. The final button is in the Deep Metal Mine, with Overclock stopping you. He is a stronger version of Mad Endo, who is boss in the mine. Now is the final 2 bosses. The Security Owl is first and the only if you play in normal difficulty. However, if you play on hard mode, you'll also fight Scott, the creator of FNaF. Both are pretty handleable if you have auto shield, auto mimic, and auto gift boxes. The game has 7 main endings, with 6 having trophies. The other ending is similar to one of the other endings. There are also some trophies that aren't from endings. First is the normal mode ending with the security trophy. This is rewarded for beating normal mode. You get the hard mode ending and the Scott Cawthon trophy for beating hard mode. In the mysterious mine is a hidden boss fight against Chipper's Revenge. This is a pretty difficult boss, so I did not beat him for this video. This is based off of Scott's game before FNaF, one of many, but this was just before FNaF. This is the Chipper's Revenge ending and Chipper's Revenge trophy. The World's End ending and Fredbear Lakes trophy is obtained by having Fredbear at the front of your party when talking to the NPC Fredbear. The Clock ending and Crying Child trophy are a bit harder to get. First to talk about is that if you don't press done when talking to Fredbear, a glitched version will talk to you. 5 different times he will tell you to get a clock, which are usually before glitched objects, and don't go into the glitched object without getting it first. When you get the key, you can open up a lock above Lear Lake, which will have a bubble behind it. If you have gotten all 5 clocks, giving you the ending and trophy. You get the 4th glitch ending with the glitched Freddy trophy, and the drowned ending, you need to disobey a Fredbear by going into the 4th glitch. You can do this in the final glitched rock at the end of the funhouse. You will need to go through some walls in the final glitched rock at the end of the You will need to go through some walls in the 3rd glitch. When you get to the 4th glitch and glitch treasure trophy by Billy talking to Old Man Consequences. He was fishing. The drowning ending has you walk into the lake instead of talking to him. If you've played FNaF World yourself, or have been able to tell by the footage, I left out 8 characters and a trophy when talking about those things. That is because these are part of the 2.0 update. Despite getting taken off Steam, the game did get this update. I won't take long talking about this, but to unlock the characters, you need to play some spin-off minigames. I decided to not play the minigames as I am pretty bad at them, and it isn't the focus of this video. These characters are much more powerful than any normal character, like having 4th wall to deal massive damage. You really need 2 of them though, because they have bubble breath, and to beat the 2.0 update, you need to defeat a boss. In the boss location, the air is toxic, and your team will slowly lose health. These characters are Jacko Bonnie and Jacko Chica. The characters are Bonnie and Jacko Chica, 2 characters made for FNaF 4 Halloween update, really getting into the Halloween aspect. You can get a smaller and weaker version of Scott, and steroids after being beaten. Chipper is another boss-tuned character, but this isn't the revenge version, just normal. Also from FNaF 4 is Nightmare Balloon Boy and Nightmare Rad. These were also introduced in FNaF 4's Halloween update, but they are not so Halloween themed. We also have Coffee, who is from one of Scott's older games, and is the resident gift boxer. Finally is Purple Guy. He is the worst of this group. The boss is originally shown to be Purple Guys, but then gets squashed by Chica's Magic Rainbow, who is from her own spin-off in the game in this update. Definitely the most annoying one, not helped by her comments. She will also talk during this fight, sending mini rainbows to attack while she charges up. If you don't beat her in time, she'll use her rainbow cannon, which completely wipes out your team. But if you do beat her, you get the Chica's Magic Rainbow trophy. And that is FNaF World, FNaF's best spin-off. Really is the only one people talk about and still play. This video is also the start of a mini-series where we talk about all the mainline FNaF games. That's why this isn't mainline, but it's still the start of the series. It wasn't planned to be. But it worked out pretty well. I might also talk about the other 2 spin-offs in this series, but I'm not gonna say I definitely will. But back to FNaF World is a really fun game and free to get. So I suggest checking it out.